Welcome to this film in which I will show you how to make a Statistics Explorer application that suits your purposes. Here you can see an example that's made by the Traffic and Public Transport Authority in Gothenburg. To make a Statistics Explorer of your own, you need to have access to a Flash application on the internet called the Statistics Explorer Wizard. You also need a folder on your computer with at least 3 files. The map file format used by Statistics Explorer is a subset of Esri shapefile format. The department in your area that works with GIS will probably be able to help you with the 2 files you need, a shapefile and a DBF file. The shapefile holds information about the points and polygons in the maps, and the DBF file holds information about how to connect the indicator data to the map. If you want to use Google Map as a background layer, the shapefile has to have the correct longitude-latitude WGS84 projection. If you want, you can include a logo in your Statistics Explorer. Use PNG, JPEG or GIF. The last file is a text file containing the data you want to show in your application. The text file could be created in any spreadsheet editor such as Excel. It is very important that the file is made the correct way, but that I will show you in another film. When you have these files, you go to the website for the Statistics Explorer Wizard. You click Wizard and continue. Here you can create a new Statistics Explorer, load existing explorers or edit default stories. And we want to create a new one, so we click here. The first thing to do is to write a title for the application. Then if you want to, you can load a logo. I click the picture I want. And if I want to, I can link the logo to a website. English is always included, but if I want another language, I can take that one. I choose Swedish here. There are 2 different layouts, this one and that one. And the difference is how the map is shown. This one is okay if you have a very long country, like Sweden or Italy, for example. Otherwise, you better use this normal layout. When you are ready, you click on the arrow and choose to add new data source. You click on Add New Layer, and then you have to find the shape file we talked about before. There it is. I choose Open, and the program says that the shape file is okay. Then I look for the DBF file, and I open that one. And now I have to tell the program where to find the regional IDs. So I click here, and I scroll down to where I find primärområden. And the regional names is in this column. So I click on primärnamn here. These areas are grouped. Both Haga and Oliverdal belongs to Linnéstaden. So I can take region group ID and tell the program that the ID for the grouping is found in this column, and the names for the region is found in that column. And when I'm ready with that, I have to tell the program what type of map this is. You can load several maps, but only one of them can be the main map that should be connected to the data. This is my main map, so I click there, and then I save map layer. If you want to use a Google Map layer in the background, you should get an API key from Google. That's free of charge. I want to enable Google Maps beneath the map, so then I have to add my API key here. like that. And when I'm ready with that, I continue to add data. I have to give the data source a name. And then I click Add to choose what data files I want to use. So I click on the file and open. So here is the name of the file, and here is all the indicators that the program found in that file. I have to place the indicators into categories, and the first category I want to call it demographic. It's nearly all the indicators. I press the first one, and then I press Shift on my keyboard, and I press the last one. There are two indicators that's not in this group, so I press Control and I take these two away. So now the ones I want in this group are marked, and I can click on the arrow and they go over there. I want another category, so I click on Add Categories, and I want to call that category Education. I mark my two remaining indicators and I move them over. If you want to, you can take an indicator and drag it over to another category, and so it's very easy to move them around until you are satisfied. And when you are, you click Save Data Source. So the data source name is here, and I can, if I want to, add a new one, but I am content like that, so I click on the arrow. Now I'm nearly ready. I only have to generate the files. I click there, and when the program is ready, I get the possibility to save the files. So I click Save the Files, and the program wants to save the file as explorerfiles.zip, which is okay. Then I have to find that file. I try to extract the file, and here it is. All these files were created by the program, and the file I need to launch my application is this index file. So I launch that in a web browser, and here is my application. I have the logo up here. I have the map with Google Map behind. I can turn Google Map off if I want to. And then I have a default story here. When you have gone this far, you need to replace this default story because that's made by the computer. So you set everything here as you want it, and then you make your own story which you export. And if I export it here, I can give it another name, and I put it in the right map, in the stories map here, and I save it. Then if I go back to the wizard, I click on Edit Default Stories, Load Config File. I click on the config file and on Open. There I have the default story made by the computer, and I want to change this for the one I made myself. So I choose Add Story, go to the map for the stories, choose my own story and open it. I can have a lot of different stories here, and I can change order of them just by dragging them. The default story I want to take away because that's the computer made one. So I click on Remove Story, and then when I'm satisfied, I click on Save New Config File. I go to where I have the config file and I replace that one. And the computer asks if I want to replace the old config file, and I say yes. So by doing that, you have now made your new Explorer application with your own story. Good luck!